all, Cactus is a software integration provider for telecom providers and resellers. How did they come about? There was a frustration with respect to comparable applications available at the time with respect to the sales and technical information that was limited and difficulty getting support. And this is one of the main reasons they have rapidly grown. They have about 200 plus CRM integrations, and they integrate to about 74 plus telephony platforms. One of the advantages of Red Cactus, the Bubble application, only requires one license and you get all the features. So Bubble is the actual desktop application that runs on both Mac OS and Windows. And Bubble is the application that connects the telephone system to the CRM. There are also Bubble applications that are actually embedded within the CRM instance itself, such as Salesforce, etc. Some of the features of the Bubble application: pop-up notification, there's a search bar, click to dial. Call recording is not referring to the audio call recording, it is referred to recording the CRM information. Being able to take a note, and this is dependent on the capabilities of the CRM and the call history. So Red Cactus has a marketplace, one for phones, connectors, and one for CRMs. This is where you can go and find the CRM. It has a description, its functions, its button parameters, and a link to a knowledge base article of how to set it up. Likewise, the same for the phone connector. In the CRM marketplace, let's say if you look at Zoho, for example, we press search, we look at Zoho CRM, and here it'll give you a description of the integration, a bit about the pop-up notification, the functionalities that are available, customization, and some of the technical data. You can look at a breakdown of the functions. Does it support click to dial? And if you click on the information button, it provides a little bit more background of that function. The integrated features, the type of integration, the pop-up type. So it's really good to get a good snapshot from a sales perspective or technical perspective, what functions are available. The actual Bubble app, which we'll see later, has buttons. So you can have particular buttons that say, during this coming call, send an email or pop up the actual CRM page, etc. You have the parameters. So one of the key goals of Red Cactus when developing the Bubble application is to focus on how to craft the notification to give the agent or the person receiving the call the most information as possible. The parameters are basically defined based on the integration. So if you look at Zoho, for example, some customers may utilize all the functions or some may not utilize all the functions. So the parameters that are displayed are dynamically based on what is actually available in that integration. Then we can go to the knowledge base. This takes you through how to set up the connection to this CRM system. If we look at the phone integration, all of them are available in one application. You don't need different Bubble applications for different phone systems, which makes it easier. You can only have one phone system connector on each application. So here we have UCXL. This shows the functionality that will be available on UCXL. It is supported on Windows and Mac. The functions that this phone connector supports on UCXL, and a link to the knowledge base article of setting it up. So this is the Bubble application, and this is just a bit of snapshot about it. So what we'll do now is we'll actually go to the application itself. So this is the Bubble application. So what we have is the notification. So this is where we craft of what the notification will look like that is presented to the agent. We will come back to this a little bit later. CRM connectors. So this is where we select our CRM connector. You can have more than one CRM connector. They're all shown on the top, and you can highlight the priority that they are called upon during an incoming call or outgoing call. So we have Zoho here. We have selected our region. We selected authorize. It took us to the Zoho authorization site and authorized my user. So it means I'm connected. We'll now go and have a look at settings. So in settings, this is where we can enable some of the features in the Bubble application. Do we want to use click to dial? You can select test. You can set a function to select text and initiate a click to dial. Number normalization. So We have different number formats, 9-digit, 10-digit, E164. So we have worked with the vendor to cover as much of these scenarios as possible. You can define CRM settings, such as look up the CRM for internal numbers, notify the CRM for internal numbers, and then on the top right, you can enable pop-up control. And you can define a hotkey for answering or terminating the call, depending on the phone integration. Here, within each application, you get a change log that shows what's in the version, what's coming. You can check for the latest version and upgrade it. If there's a new version, you get the option to upgrade it at the time of your choice. One of the great things we like about the Bubble app is the logs. So you can actually see incoming calls coming in. Have they been found in the CRM? Yes or no? But also this helps our support team, if a partner or customer is stuck, to send us the logs, and then we can look at this and even escalate it to the vendor to find a solution. So we're going to use what we call a test connector. So this is a really good way of actually testing that the CRM works and that the functionality is there. So I put a number down there that hopefully will find the contact in CRM. If I simulate a call, you can see there's a pop-up that comes. It will find. So here it can show the incoming caller ID, the contact in the CRM, and within the crafting of the notification, we wanted to see what products this partner could sell. If we go view CRM, it's found me as a contact, and it loads the contact, and those are the details. I can answer the call, and I have set up a button to email Mitch. So I can send an email to a contact. It'll come up, and then I can send an email saying, hey, this person wants to talk to you, or the appropriate sales team. If I hang up the call, I'm given the option to put a note. So I can go edit note, test call. I can go save, and I can even select after that I want to apply this note to John Smith, and I can store the call. So if I go into the CRM, and hopefully the call has been logged. So there, that's the registration of that call, and I could view the note in there. What about if I wanted to see more information that's in the CRM? So let's say I wanted to see the industry that this caller belongs to when they're calling me. So let's go back to the Bubble application. In the notification profile, dependent on the type of CRM integration, we have what we call lookup parameters. We have a legend, which gives us all the parameter values that are available. There's a whole list here that are based on what our CRM system is able to offer us. So I can say, hey, I want to see some information about the industry of the caller. I can copy that value. I can go in here, I can type the word in this tree, value in there. I can save it. I can even show myself an example of what it'll look like when it's presented to me. So that's a really good idea. Let's look at the actual buttons. My first button is during an incoming call, do I want to view the CRM? The second button, I can define a button to say send an email. And who do I want to send it to? Sometimes an agent answers a call and there could be sales at some destination. So I can have up to 4 buttons, and these are the options that I can have in that notification profile. So if I go back and simulate another call, you can see that we've added the value industry, and the industry that this contact or partner is part of is data telecoms. If I view it and I go into the actual account, I've read that value in the CRM. So that's a bit of a demonstration and a brief look into Red Cactus.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Simon. If anyone wants to see a bit more about Red Cactus or have a demo themselves, reach out to myself, one of the other solution consultants, or your account manager, and we are happy to arrange that for you as well. But you can see there is some similarities to the current CRM integrations that we have, but that customization you can do, how the customer wants to see, what information they get to see, that side of things, really useful. One of the other things that Simon showed me the other day is how easy it is to take that config that you've created in there, save it as a backup, and then that can be your default for your customers as well. So when the new starter starts up, they log into Red Cactus and it can predefine the CRM integration or that pop-up information, and they've got to type in their credentials into the CRM to do the authentication piece. So there's a lot there that's useful.